Welcome back. Well, former Prime Minister and the architect of superannuation, Paul Keating, is casting doubt this morning over Labor's new superannuation tax plan, saying it might impact many more people than the government is letting on. Joining us to discuss today's headlines is Employment Minister and Workplace Relations Minister, Amanda Rishworth, and Deputy Opposition Leader Ted O'Brien. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Warm, I hope. Amanda, let's start with you. So to have the father of compulsory super take a public swipe at his own party, that has to hurt.
Well, first I would say that Paul Keating is a great Labor person and was the architect of superannuation, and that's why he is absolutely cheering on us getting to 12% superannuation guarantee. That's happening today.
That's not the question I asked,
finally, finally we're getting there. In terms of the superannuation proposals that we have put forward around people with very, very large balances of $3 million. Of course, we listen to different views and we listen to Paul Keating respectfully as we do others. But
so are you dismissing what he says? Because you're right that he's championing the 12% increase. He's long campaigned for that and it's coming into effect today. But he reckons that 12% extra in the contribution to super might actually mean that workers starting out now, like tradies, for example, could be in that savings bracket that's captured by your unrealised gains tax. Let's not forget it's unrealised. Well,
firstly, I would say that 0.5% are currently affected.
Currently?
And I think a lot of Australians feel that they are very, very far off from a balance of $3 million. I think if people checked their super balances today, they would feel very far off. This going to 12% helps with that. But of course, what we're doing is a very modest change for those that have very large balances of $3 million. It is 0.5% of account holders. This is a modest change and it is about sustainability in our super system.
What about indexing it? We had Sally McManus on the show earlier saying that might be a good idea to do.
Well, I have to say that in our taxation system, automatic indexation is not a feature. It's not a feature for the increased contributions required by high income contributors when they go over that threshold, and it's not a feature of our taxation system. So it's not a built-in feature of our taxation system currently as it stands.
All right, Ted, is Paul Keating right?
Sarah, I can't believe I'm on national television as a Liberal defending Paul Keating against the Labor Party. I mean, Paul Keating is dead right. Labor's new superannuation tax is super big, it's super bad, and over time, millions of Australians are going to be captured. Paul Keating has belled the cat. And I don't blame him for being upset. I mean, this is the Prime Minister who did establish the scheme, which was meant to be a retirement savings scheme so families can go into retirement with wealth. Labor today, under Anthony Albanese, is turning it into a scheme for revenue collection. This is a blatant tax grab. And the younger you are as an Australian, the higher the chances are that you are going to be stung by Labor's new super tax, which is why it's super big, super bag, and Paul Keating is dead right. He's belled the cat, and Labor has no explanation. Even Amanda's explanation there was, people don't feel as though they've got $3 million. It's not about feelings. This is about arithmetic.
I didn't say that,
indexation,
Ted. Let's be really clear.
Without indexation, you are going to see more and more younger Australians stung by Labor's super tax.
I mean, it starts.
The minister himself said it's over $1 million.
There are very generous concessions for tax in the superannuation
How many people will be stung?
We need to move on, guys.
How many
with
people will be
very large balances will get a smaller.
Well, Amanda,
it
starts at 3.8 in the first financial year and then it boosts to 8.2 by 2035-36. But we need to move on because I want to ask you about this as well in the financial review this morning. It's been revealed Defence Minister Richard Marles didn't receive formal updates from military chiefs for almost 2.5 years. I mean, this includes reports on the readiness of our ADF to be deployed to missions. Amanda, how could something like that happen?
Well, I have to say that our Defence Minister and our government has been absolutely focused on preparedness and readiness. That's all all.
But you don't get briefed for 2.5 years.
Undertaking the Defence Strategic Review. Then we have the new Defence Strategy, and our investment, which is at a record high, has been all about preparedness. It's all about being ready. It's all about having the capabilities we need to address
but how do
the
you know if the
strategic
ADF isn't telling you
we
how ready
find
they
ourselves. But we have a strategic defence plan. I think it is ridiculous. One of the examples that we are looking towards is acquiring long-range missiles sooner. That's one example which we have taken to prepare us and make sure we're ready.
We do have to go just very quickly, Ted. Is that a bit of a governance failure in your eyes, just very quickly?
Oh, it's ridiculous. We've got the Defence Minister out there the last few days saying Australia doesn't need to invest further on defence. And now we find out, in fact, he's actually not even getting reports on defence. So he's making it up as he goes. He hasn't got a clue, which is why the Labor government is making Australia not just poorer, but also weaker at a time when we must be getting stronger.
All right, a few questions to ask the Prime Minister when he joins us after.